So not everything, in fact, nothing is the way it seems on this planet. Like the kids who take care of their parents, and it's the other way. It looks like the other way around. Or um, that's just one example of this. But I do have Jesus' blood that made me sane through all my abusers. I don't make anything up. I don't lie. There's not, I mean, I never had my own decent place to live at. Period. I never got any help. Like, oh, you want a month rent free? Or anything? Or anything at all? I mean, the little bit of government help I got, I went out to find it. Actually, people told me to go for ERAP. Nobody helped me out. Nobody wants me to have my own place, but that was not a nice place to share a kitchen. I never use the kitchen. I throw out all my food, like all the time. Like, why would I want to bump into Tasmanian Devil 2, who always attacked me? With all of her hyper, and I am empath, so I was nice. And I listened to all that shit. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna? I don't have enough. I don't think I have enough money. I have enough money. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Just like pretending like narcissist. What can you do? Gas money, gas money. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I don't have any money. I don't know what to do. All the time. How can you put up with that for even 5 minutes? But I mean, it's constant. It's constant. It's constant. It's hell. I ain't get paid to babysit that. My life was awful, but I do have Jesus' blood that made me sane. And the Jesus Christ Superstar movie, are any of them real Jesus people? Like, Trace Meyer ain't a real Jesus person. She obviously preaches the prosperity gospel. And 2010, she made an apology about prosperity, and a person proved wrong. I mean, right when she apologized, and she went back in the audience and preached prosperity again. Just like Creflo Dollar. Who wants your dollars? They didn't repent. So the Jesus Christ Superstar movie, they called them all themselves superstars. Now Jesus did say, for those who are not super evil. Now I just happen to meet super, super, super evil people. Not everyone can go on the right path. Meaning, like, most people are dishonest. Like, pretending like narcissists. I mean, the biggest liar I ever met. He'll never get our story straight. I met him. He's a weirdo in 1999, sorry. So 2003, I met late Theodore Carl Simon. Didn't have anything to do with him. Didn't have to. Like, I just talked to him, but we always fought like hell. He really hurt me, but not as bad as 3 years and 3 months ago. Now, he lied when he says I hurt him in videos. He has no feelings at all. He goes and tells all his so-called friends, "Oh, I make everything up. Oh, I'm delusional. I was never harmed in my life," and I was. So he wasn't even in my life. So I'm saying from 1999, 2003. That's only I guess 4 years. 1999, 2000, 2001. So that's only 3 years. Then I barely see him, like not even once a year. I barely talk to him on the phone because we fight like hell, and he's such a fucked up person. So, always screaming at me he falls asleep on the phone, so he'll stay on the phone for 5, 6, 7 hours, and then he falls asleep. And, no, I didn't hang up. I mean, I didn't fall asleep. No. And just crazy shit that I barely ever talked to him. I did not have any contact with him from after 2010, I went there homeless with Arthur, and he had approximately 6 nurses that all quit on him. 2, he had sexual harassments after. 2 of them happened to be black, and I mean, that's the truth. He's an awful person. Very, very awful to me. I could care less about all of his lies, and I can't ever talk to him again because all he does is if he's nice to me for a day, like Groundhog Day, then the next day he certainly attacked me viciously for over an hour. You know you're delusional. You know it never. You know you make up stories. Admit your sin. Admit how awful you are. You child molested Alex. You admit it. And it's just awful, man. Just a whole hour of that shit. You're so ungrateful. You're not even paying rent. You should be paying. And it's the second day I'm there. And I was giving him $100 for getting all my shit out of my room. But he didn't accept the $100. But no, of course not. He'd rather attack me and tell everyone he did that for free. Well, why would I be so nice to move all her stuff? It took a long time. Why would I be so nice and then attack her later? Because that's what they do. And he severely attacked me. I mean, the entire fucking night after he comes home from work. And he blames it on Alex. Like, I didn't even care about he was screaming at me that I was never harmed. He was screaming at me. And he can't admit to that. So that's the hell that I always had to go through. And there's not much to remember in my life. There's just too much hell on this fucking earth. There is. And life should not be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard to have your own place. If you don't have your own place, you can't do a damn thing. And, there is no place where you can be your individual self. Where I never had my own place where I could be my own individual self. I'm talking about myself, of course. So I was never allowed to talk about my entire life. I'm not allowed to have an opinion. I don't have an opinion. Everything I say is all made up. And how hurtful is that? Nothing I ever said was made up. You live in a fucked up world where no one wants to hear the truth. And that is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This world's awful.